Hello, welcome in everyone. Happy weekend. It's another session with your girl, Brightest Lou. Welcome in if you're joining us for the first time, if you're at home, and for all of old family members, welcome again to another session. So, as usual, we're going to give a few minutes so that everyone can receive the notification, and we're going to get started in a few minutes. So just hang around and be patient with us. Thank you. And we encourage you to, while we're waiting, if you have already received the notification, have someone to also join and enjoy the session with us. So do your due diligence to share. Thank you. Also, as you join, please let us know where you're connecting from. It's a family, so we'd like to know all those who are connecting and all those who are watching with us. So that's how we know ourselves. And for all those who are just following my page, I see a lot of amazing people from different countries. Welcome into the family. We have this particular program every Saturday, same time. Same time, so we just change the time a little bit this week. This is due to time change. And so last week we came in at, for those who are in the central zones, so we came in at 1:30 p.m. Today we are starting at 12:30. For those who are connecting from the Eastern time zone, that should be 1:30 your time now. So I'm saying all this so that we all can do the necessary adjustments, not to miss the program, because I have people a lot in my inbox like, oh, I thought it was at this time and blah 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 stuff like that. So just stay connected with us and make sure you have your notifications and alarm set so that you don't miss anything. So while waiting, you're going to have a few minutes on music break. Cool. So I was doing my due diligence of sharing for those who are still waiting for me to send them the link. Unfortunately, some people still get into my inbox like, please, when it's time, can you help to share the link? Where I don't understand what happens in your end. Maybe, yeah. So I really don't understand what is happening in your end. So just give few minutes, and before then, I had some. So let's know when you connect. For all those connected, let us know where you're watching us from. And feel free to keep the comment section busy. Yes, so welcome in everyone. So let's know please where you're connecting and watching us from. We are starting in a few minutes. So actually, for those who, some people always say they're more comfortable with YouTube. So YouTube is brightest low. Just in case you're watching us from Facebook, our YouTube channel is brightest light, rather brightest light TV. And so on Facebook, we are streaming simultaneously also on Creative and Independent Minds and brightest low, which is my profile. This lady light of mine. Of course, I'm not going to have some background noise. So, in a few minutes, we're going to have a song and we're going to get started. Happy weekend to you, Tim Lambert. Oh, I get it. I get one. Let's go. No copyright infringement intended for the song. We all know bite. This one of my favorite song of the Soweto Gospel Choir, South Africa. No copyright infringement intended. Welcome in, welcome in. No copyright infringement intended. Hello, welcome in everyone. I hope we are having a great weekend. Thank you for all those who have made themselves visible in the comment section. We encourage everyone to do so. So again, it's another session with your girl Brightest Low. Today we're talking about something amazing. But by the way, to all of us watching and all of us connected, I have a question for you all. Do you want to be blessed? Do you want more blessings? That's my question to you. Well, I know I'm more like, yes, of course, I want to be blessed. Second question, are you a blessing? That's the second question. We all want to be blessed, but do we all want to be a blessing to other people? The third question, are you blessed? First question, back, let's go a little bit by word. Do you want to be blessed? Second question, Do you want to be a blessing? And third question, are you blessed? So at the end of the day today, after this session, that's what I want each and every one of us to take home. Asking ourselves those questions honestly, because I think there's so much power, there's so much blessings, there's so much in those questions that many people don't know, and I think this is a secret. Um, these generous people know that they don't share with us. So I'm here to share those secret with everybody, though. So just stay a little bit patient, but again, shine your light. That is the first thing. Shine your light. Be intentional about shining your light. I know many of us are still in survival mode, and if you're welcome, you're just joining. Sorry, you're just joining this program. This I would really, really, really encourage you to go back and search. I don't know when exactly that video was, but maybe early this year we had a video that talked about survival mode and mission mode. A lot of times we want to be blessed, we want the blessings that are in, as I put it now, the blessings that are in Canaan, but we choose to stay comfortably in Egypt. In other words, we want the blessings that is above or beyond fear, on the other side of fear, but we are still comfortable in grumbling and murmuring in the same place. Many times we want blessings, but the blessings are really in the things we are not doing. Do we all agree? That the blessings are sometimes hidden in those things that we're scared to do, those things we are dying analysis paralysis and not taking actions, those things we are so proud and not humble enough to do, those people we don't want to really talk to. That's where sometimes a blessing is in. So today, what are we talking about? We are talking about be blessed by being a blessing. How many of us truly know that when you bless other people, you become blessed too? More than blessed even. How many of us know that? Because I think this is one of the truth that last is it exactly last week we were talking about the way entrepreneurs think. And you see why someone can sit with no degree and become the owner of the biggest company where people with PhDs and stuff are going to work. What makes that person different is the way the person thinks, is the way the type of mindset the person has, the type of perspective. The person is not focusing on me, I. A lot of times, the reason why some of us limit our blessings is because we focus on I, I. I want to get these things so that I want to get this on my, so my. We focus so much on our personal needs, and that's a big limitation that a lot of people don't know. It is a blessing to be a blessing. It is a blessing to be a blessing. If you're watching this session or if you're connected, it's not by chance. It's not because you have too much time or you had nothing doing, but it's because there's something maybe you need to get out of this message. And if you thought, oh, you are so busy and you don't have the patience, I encourage you to make sure you listen to this particular session to the end, because I used to think whether that age automatically means increase in wisdom, but that is not the case. How many of us agree? Like, not everybody that is old or becomes wiser as a person get older. Some people don't change. That's because not all of us learn from the things we see. Some people learn only when they experience some things. So, talking about a typical example in the place where someone was generous, someone had the last meal, last food for her and the son. How many of us have been in situations that truly, 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 we had nothing? Like, our bank accounts were empty and we had just the last food in our house. Then a friend called like, "Oh, I'm coming to your house," and I'm like, "Please, can you not come today?" How many of us have been in that situation? Like, you're really broke, you have nothing, as in no money in your account, no food in your house, and you just have the last meal, like the last job, then you're like, let me eat this first, and maybe I'll have energy to think maybe some a miracle will occur. Then you have this friend who say, oh, I'm coming to visit you, and of course you the friend told that maybe I had no food in my house, so I'm coming there. I hope you have something. And like, no, don't come. So while this was not the case for this amazing woman, this woman had like the last oil, last flour to get some bread for her and the handsome son. And this stranger came from nowhere. This stranger didn't even call. So the case, if you've been in that case or your friend called, your friend was really nice. This stranger didn't call this woman that, hey, I'm coming to your house, which is the case sometimes. You have people come to your house without calling you. And of course, that means you didn't prepare food for them. Maybe you had just that one meal for you, which was the case for this woman. So this woman was honest enough to tell this man that this is my situation. I don't have anything. I have just this food that all this little thing, oil and these I wanted to do for I and my son to eat, and we don't know what next. And this man was like, just give me the food, just give me the food, and God will provide. God will provide. If you were in this woman's situation, would you just give that last food that you have in your house? Now, maybe I'm talking what some people have is that last food in their house. If you were in this woman's position, let me know. Will you just give that food to this stranger that you don't even know him? Of course, the man just appeared from nowhere. It's not your relative. Like, it's not a friend, it's not an old friend, it's not a close friend, it's not a childhood friend. It's just someone from somewhere. A stranger just appeared to your house, and bam, the next thing is the person is asking you to give the last food. First of all, you don't really know him. So if you were the one, what will you do? You don't give that last food you have in your house. Maybe it's last money even. You just met someone on the road and the person's like, please can you give me this last food you have, and God will provide. Of course, many of us were like, really? Do I know you? I don't know you. I have my son here. My son needs me more than you, and I have to eat. Blah blah blah. Is please build that. You know what it is. So, but this was not the woman case. The woman was that nice to sacrifice the food, and I'm like, oh, like really? That was so nice. That was so sweet. Despite the fact that she knew she had no other alternative, she had sometimes you've done something and you're having hope that somebody will pay you maybe, but I don't think that was that woman's case the way it sounded, her story sounded. So it's just like she had that last thing, but she gave it to that man. By the way, we all know the story I'm talking about and what happened to that woman. She had more than excess that she had to get after she gave it to that man. She had more than excess that she didn't. She went to the neighbors to take container to put more oil. It was just flowing. The oil was not, and she didn't have like enough containers after going to all the neighbors or people in the community to get jars. That is just to say, she was more than blessed. The small or little last drop she had became that which she had not enough containers to pour them in. Question to you. Many of us have read this story, I know that. Many of us know what I'm talking about. But how many of us have sat down to see if actually there's something we could learn and apply in this story? Many of us hear amazing stories like this every day. And some of us just memorize them and quote them. But does it change anything in us? So that's one of the story that if you want to know what happened when you bless other people, how you can be a blessing, you can be blessed by be a blessing. So that's one of the practical example that we many of us, if not all of us, know about. So by the way, this in the Bible. So we read stories like this, and sometimes it's so sweet in our ears to hear. But these are the things that help us to navigate life. These are the things that help us to tap different levels of grace. These are the things that help us to open more doors for ourselves. Because trust me, that man was given an instruction before he left. That was a prophet, right? He before he left, which is what I believe every prophet have that mandate. Like you are not supposed to make sure you're very comfortable before you go to a mission, before you go to serve. You're supposed to go and whoever accepts you, whoever welcome you, of course, as you bless that person's house. So this is tells that the strangers you meet on the way sometimes are the blessings you're looking for. Or they are the vessels, they are the carriers of that blessings, of that grace, of those opportunities you're looking for. But many times, because this is not how we think, many of us don't think like this. Many of us think about, I need to eat first. I need to get fat. I need to be healthy. I need to look good. I need my child is this one is not my child. I don't know this person. So we just personalize too much a lot of things that make us to lose are blessings. So that's why I said this one is like a sacred that people who are generous understand that when you help somebody, when you bless someone, especially when you are not expecting anything in return, it's just like God, take charge. I'm just doing this because I know it's the right thing to do at this moment. You know, growing up, some of us grew up in homes that like especially my grandma. She'll see somebody walking on the road. You're in the house. Sometimes you're not eating, but I think what she used to think is you're in the house, you've been eating. So there's food. Is maybe you're the one chosen. But this other person, this stranger who's walking on the road, maybe I've been walking for 2 days, have not eaten. So you just see somebody walk on the road. She'll call the person, come and take this. And I'm like, I'm here, you didn't call me to. So I think a lot of us have seen that we were like, why is this person behaving like that? But when you see people who live like that, they end up being more happy, right? They end up being more happy than these people who like, this my food. I can't give my food. My children have to eat first. Oh, thank you so much, my brother. He says, what I know as far as humans are concerned, if you are not in a particular situation, you won't know people character. True, I totally agree with you on that. But I will tell you that it is difficult that I will tell you that it is in difficult situation and a very hard decision. I believe when giving, do not expect it back. That's what I believe in too. From the same person, to me, giving should be like a way of life. I totally agree with you on that, bro. Thank you so much for that powerful input. So, guys, that's what it is. And as I said, if you're new to this, it's all about positive energy every day, every time. And why do we do these things? It's because we believe we all are light, but sometimes we dim our own light without knowing. We all have gifts, we have talents. So when we talk, that was a case of someone using food. But let's go now to another situation. Stay in the Bible. I know people read a lot of these stories and just memorize them and stuff like that. So we have a story of Joseph. Joseph was in the prison, right? So this let's take Joseph now as a form of service. And the woman I talked about her story like a form of a product. She had a product, which it could be you. You have a product. Maybe you're even a businessman now. You sell products. A lot of us sell while we don't sell. So a lot of us sell things. We just want people to buy and give us money. So it's all about buy, give my money, and I want to go. And this is why the truth is, by the way, I've come to realize that any person who is doing business and things this way, business becomes so tough and hard for that person. Because once you focus on just selling, not serving, you never understand the needs of your clients. And at the end of the day, you make no sales. At the end of the day, you work so hard, but you make basically no significant sales. But now let's go to the when we talk about service. We have Joseph. Joseph had the gift of interpreting dreams. which means some of us have the gift of making people laugh. Some of us have the gift to entertain. Some of us have the gift to talk. Some of us have the gift to sing. Some of us have the gift to educate. There are some things that some people will learn. Like I remember in secondary school, a lot of people didn't like maths and French. So when it was maths time, mathematics class, and a lot of friends will be sleeping. But there are people, of course, who don't have to be courteous in that. And of course, some of those people are always available to help. So that is the same situation Joseph found himself. Joseph was at this place, prison. First of all, he was there for an innocent reason. He didn't do anything. So if it's you, are you going to be mad or happy? Of course, that guy was not happy in that position. He wasn't happy being there, knowing that he's very innocent, which is the case of a lot of people we see in prisons or some people in prison. Not everybody in a prison is a criminal. Some of us are worse than the people in prison. So that was Joseph's situation, though. So he was in that prison. Then he has these two guys that were troubled. Remember, he too was troubled, right? He was not happy. Being in that place is not funny. Being in prison is not funny. When you mostly when you know you did nothing wrong. So he was in this situation that he was like, oh my God, why me? Why? So you not why me, like why am I even in this position? Why? What do you want to teach me? Then he had these two guys that looked so troubled. Despite the fact that he was troubled, he still had that love to be able to ask them that what is happening, what is wrong with you, like not just asking, because sometimes people in this generation, people ask you to update on their status, people ask you to have content to create, people ask you to have more followers because oh they know this person. Maybe when I talk about her or when I talk about him, people are going, so people ask for them. But the genuine reason Joseph was asking at that point was really to be of help. And remembering that that was a service he was offering. At that time, he knew those people in prison were not going to pay him. So imagine he's like some of us that will first, how much are you going to pay me now first before I tell you this thing, before I interpret your dream, before I give you this, before I give you this information, how much are you going to pay me? That's what some of us do that make us miss our blessing. But Joseph was not in that position. Joseph was more of tell me the dream, and by the grace of God, I'm going to tell you the meaning. So these two people told or narrated their dreams to Joseph. My question to people who know the story: did Joseph interpret the dream or not? Did he say, wait till when I go out of this prison, then I will tell you the interpretation of your dreams? Oh, go and pay me $2,000 first. Go and pay me $2,000 first, then I'm going to tell you the meaning of your dreams. Was that his situation? Let me know in the comment section, by the way. So, as you can see, today is we as parents, we're going to be a little bit fast and maybe we're going to end a little bit early, if not early than usual, because I have to be somewhere. This, of course, was what Joseph did. Joseph just interpreted the dream and told them one thing. He knew, of course, they were going to leave before him. So when you go out, don't forget me. My question is, did the people went and immediately remember Joseph? Maybe you should do yourself the due diligence to see if those people remember Joseph. The truth is, they didn't remember Joseph till when someone was in need, then they remember someone had helped them. They didn't go out and remember and like, oh, I met this girl, Lucy or Miss Remarkable, Vitus Low, and she helped me and did this thing. She can also help you with this. No, that was not the case. They went out and they just continued doing their businesses. And guess what? Joseph was still lamenting there in prison, was just still there in prison till the day the king had a situation. Then these people remember, oh, when we're in prison, we had this person who told us exactly what our dreams meant, and it came to pass exactly the way he said it. What does it mean? First, Joseph was not blessed by the people he interpreted that dream. Do we all agree? He was blessed by God. God remember him. So what does that goes in line with what my brother said. My brother said, if you are not, no, he said something at the beginning. What I know as far as humans are concerned, if you are not in a particular situation, you won't know people's character. That's the first part, which I agree. So he said, but I will tell you that it is difficult. It is in difficult situations and very hard situations that that you really know who people are. Somebody said, I was just watching. No, people always say humans pretend, but I'm saying that also for me, I'll justify this. That's what I used to think, that human pretends, but there's a way you know humans' true character. Take them to the extreme and be you. Just do what you can do, and you see what humans can really do. Like if you're this person who always give and people are nice, talk nice to you. When they ask you one time, don't give. You get what they will tell you. When you're this person that you always just like to do what people want and they're happy, to know what who truly they are, don't do exactly what they want. You will see the other side of them. So what are we trying to say? Being a blessing, or being blessed by being a blessing, is not because you give this service to somebody for free that you expect that person to bless you. So the blessing we're talking is not coming from humans, just to be very clear. And the blessings you should be expecting, it should not be just because you're doing that good thing. Just do it and blessings will automatically follow. That's how it goes. Don't do that because I've done this, I need to have back this blessing. Because many of us want to have our blessings immediately, which is one of the reasons we end up not being blessed. You want, oh God, as I'm helping this person today, let this person give me more money, give me much money immediately. Mostly business people. That's why there's a big difference between who an entrepreneur is and who a businessman is. Not all business people are entrepreneurs as people think. Not every person who go to church is a Christian for a reason. There's a difference between a minister and an entertainer for a reason. So go back and ask yourself that, oh, have I been doing what I do so that people can give me immediate blessing or gratification, or I've been doing it from a genuine heart? So this is what entrepreneurs know. Most of the generous people you see being really intentional about helping other people being intentional about community growth, about the happiness or betterness of a community, of a people, of their families and so on, is because they understand that they are a blessing. So remember, we asked three questions at the beginning of this session, which if you missed them, go back and watch a few minutes of this video. So if you know you're a blessing, the truth is you would like to bless other people if you have the right mindset. If you honestly know you're a blessing, you will want to be a blessing to other people. Secondly, if you know you are blessed, because there's a difference between being blessed and being a blessing, right? So you can understand that you are blessed, but you don't think you are a blessing. So just my presence, I personally know my presence somewhere is all what some people need, and my presence somewhere is not really valuable. So you have to understand that you are a blessing. So that's why we have Brightest Light TV to remind us that you are a light, which is something that a lot of us forget so much. Mostly when we are in this survival mood, I just need what to eat. I just want to get my food for the day. Like that woman of Zarephath who was just like, just today, I don't know what will happen. Maybe that person she was already giving up on life. You understand? Which is where a lot of us are. A lot of people are just existing. A lot of people are just surviving each day. A lot of people are just surviving each minute. But the question is that really what life is all about? Is that really what life is all about? Is that really what you want to bless people with? Is that really what you want to be remembered for? Is that really what you want to impact the world with? Being surviving or being a survivor mode? So we all today are reminded that we are blessed. And because you are blessed, it's not to use your blessing to intimidate other people. That's a mistake a lot of people do. And Saul did that. Saul did that. What happened to him? Go and check. What happened to Saul? Saul was trying to intimidate David, which is what a lot of us have done. You forget that the same person who lifts you up is able to lift every other person up. So it's not dependent on if you do. If you don't do it, God will do it himself. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, God is able to do everything by himself. But the question to you now, what will you gain at the end of the day? What will you gain at the end of the day? So if you look now in our day-to-day activity, every one of us who is able to use what he or she has to bless other people, the truth is you become more happy. How many of us can agree? Like, once you're able to know how to use your blessings to be a blessing, you become more blessed, you become more happy, you become more impactful, and life has more value for you. Everything that you do now has a different meaning. Everything you see it from a different perspective. Why? Because you know who you are. A lot of us just know what they say we are. We don't know who truly we are. So maybe that's why we are not blessing other people. Some people feel like they are not enough, and that mindset, it sucks. It kills. It kills dreams. It kills potentials. So if you're here and you're still like, oh my God, I'm not yet here. I'm just that. Just remember that most of the great people you know, whoever your mother is, started somewhere. Started somewhere. So you can start from where you are. As a kid thing to shine your light. You can start without small oil you have to bless somebody. You can start with just the talents you have to bless somebody. And trust me, the blessings will always come back. But don't do that because you want people to pay you immediately. That is how a lot of us do good things, but we deactivate the blessing that's supposed to come after. Deactivation is that intention. Why are you doing what you do? A lot of people do good, but they do it for long reasons. Do we all agree? A lot of people are doing good, but the question is, what is their reason for doing good? People give for different reasons. Yeah. Like when I was growing up, they always told me never to collect a gift from a stranger. And the reason is because there's a lot of occultism happening around our community. So people can give you just to initiate you or get you into something. So that's something I learned very early. Like, be careful who you're collecting from. Not every person who's doing good is doing for a good reason. So that's why we talk this day that the blessing is not coming from the fact that you're doing good, but it comes based on that in the intentions in doing what you do. Are you doing it to genuinely because you genuinely care? Are you doing it to genuinely bless someone? Or are you doing it just to get some cash? Are you doing it just so that people should know you're good? Are you doing it just so that you want to have more followers? Are you doing what you do so that people can give you more honor, respect you, stuff like that? Why are you doing what you do? So that intention is what separates those who are doing good and receiving curses and those who are doing good and receiving blessings. Which means being a blessing is not just about the fact that you're doing something good. It's all about the fact that you're doing good with the right intention. You're doing good with a good intention. You're using what you have for a good cause. So if you're this person who is still like, I don't have anything to offer, I don't have anything to give, I don't have enough for myself, why would I be giving to other people? um, well, you have more than enough. You have more than enough. If first of all you're able to see this video, remember that somebody doesn't even have an Android phone and somebody doesn't even know you exist, correct? Good. If you're here and you can see my face, I mean you have eyes. Not everybody have eyes that are active like yours, right? So putting in mind that when we talk about giving, mostly in this generation that is full of a lot of lies and deceit, like people think you can only give people money. Everything is centered about money. Your time is an asset. Your gifts are assets. The food that you can sacrifice, someone come, you don't have enough, but you're still able to like, oh no, this person should at least get something. That is a blessing. But do it from a good heart. If you do it and you're grumbling, please better don't give. Hmm? Better don't give. If you give it and you feel like you are the god because of me, this person could have died of hunger. Please don't give. Because that's what have limit a lot of people from having their blessings. So indeed, if you want to know more example, personally, I've been in a situation that I was working somewhere by the way, and I had made it known that I was only available to work 2 days in a week. It was a part-time job, so I didn't have a need to show up every day. And this thing happened, like, I know many of us can relate to that. Like, you're working part-time and you're getting part-time income, but they want you to put in full-time attention, full-time energy, full-time everything. So basically, it was like I supposed to work twice a week. I think it was Tuesday and Thursday. I see what will happen. On Monday, there's a meeting, and like it's obligatory for every employee to attend. So they want you to attend that meeting. That meeting may be 3 hours, and trust me, 3 hours is a way of you saying that that person who has something to do, and that 3 hours should not go. And what if the other thing was like going to take me the whole day, or is that 3 hours that you want me to attend that meeting? That's supposed to be. So Monday, I had to attend meetings. Wednesday, I'm not supposed to be working. I still had all the types of meeting that was still obligatory. And Friday basically means I was putting in hours every day, Monday to Friday. That's a lot. And at the end of the day, there was no significant increase. And I'm like, really? I said it from the beginning, I'm not available. So why do you put these meetings on other days that I'm not supposed to be at work? And you still tell me it's a must to attend. So can these meetings be shifted or stuff like that? Can they be reduced? Not at least not every week. They were like, oh, because you're working here, you have to obey the rules and it, which is it's not my right. Of course, I did that for a month. And the next month, after seeing how much time, how much resources I wasted, I'm like, I can't do this. I'll attend the main meetings that concern me. Anyone that does not concern me, I'm not showing up. So guess what happened to me? Who can guess, by the way? So as I said to them, I'm a little bit running. So I will encourage people to, when you watch, you still share your thoughts. So I, guys, had to meet my immediate supervisor and discuss it. And the person agreed, like, yes, I don't know why they're doing this, but for me, I don't agree with what is going on. I'm like, well, if you can't intercede for me at this moment, this is what I'm going to do. So the person was like, for now, unfortunately, there's not much I can do, but you do what is best for you. So of course, my immediate supervisor was like, I don't know how to help you, but you have to do what works for you. So the subsequent month, I'm like, I show up only on meetings that concern me. Guess what happened? I didn't receive my salary for the next one. They said because I didn't attend a certain meeting and I needed to do whatever procedures. And I'm like, people should get the money. Do what you wanted to do with it. And being a blessing in this way, my immediate supervisor was the one who had to like, you know what? I sat quiet, but this is it. This thing you're doing is wrong. She had said it from the beginning. So what I'm basically saying, someone stood up to say what was right. And helped me at that situation, which is a blessing at that time that I can never forget. And because of that, that person will always have like this type of people that when they call you anytime you pick right, that's how the person gained that position. So this is just to tell you that sometimes when they talk about being a blessing, it's not always about giving physical things. It can just be attention. Someone sometimes just want someone to listen. And I know we all sometimes have been in situations like that. You just need someone to listen to you, but everybody knows it already before you say it. So it makes it hard. And I believe in this generation, that's one of the reasons, if you ask me honestly, from my understanding of how and stuff, I would say that's one of the reasons that a lot of people go through mental stress because the listening and let me say listening activity and ability have reduced. People pay less attention to get details. Before you say people already know. By the time you're posting a video, people already have what they say, what they think, and that's what they want you to say. And when you don't say what they say and what they expect, trust me, they are out of your video. It doesn't matter if what you're saying is what they need to know is the truth. So sometimes you standing for the truth is how you be a blessing to someone because this person may have been thinking like, I don't agree what they are doing. But everybody want that person is like, you're wrong, and this one person stand up to say, no, I understand you. It's just that is a blessing to people. And just that, being honest and being truthful, is something that even God sees. Now let's give another let me give another situation which I've noticed with how a lot of us limit our blessings. Welcome in, Mr. Tabe Franklin. Happy to have you around today. So I'm happy to have everybody who's active in the comment section. So if you're joining us just now, we encourage you to make yourself visible in the comment section. And no, this is a family. All is all about positive energy and all shining our light, irrespective of where we are. Let me ask a question now. Still with a lot of us work for people, or where we are doing some things to make money, which is good. It's not a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing to work for people. Mostly at some point in life, you need to start from somewhere, right? But this is my concern specifically today when I talk about this topic. What a blessing is. When you go to a new job, do you do what you want to do, or you do what the employer instructs you to do? Let me get that for all of us active. When you go to a new job, do you do what you want or you feel as to do, or you do what your employer tells you to do based on your job description? Okay, I have another powerful comment saying, and now it's now standing apart for the truth nowadays because people feel afraid to look different. Yeah, exactly. A lot of people want to be like everybody. People even come to you saying, like, tell you to dress the way they think you should be dressing. I'm like, really? That's your opinion? Or talk the way they want you to talk. Really? Really? We don't even come from the same tribe for a reason. My native language or my first language may not even be what another person is interested to know. So I don't know why we make this life difficult for ourselves. So just that truth, I might accept, I agree with you. So yes, he says what the employer tells us to do. But I've come to what I said concerns me today is this. I've come to realize that a lot of us do what other people want us to do or tell us to do without thinking most of the time. Yes, most of the time. If you're working for somebody, the person, in fact, you just want to know exactly what your role is. If you're going as an engineer, you've mostly when you're new in the field, you just want to be careful not to make a mistake to do exactly what the role wants you to do and prove that you're the best so that you keep your job and stuff like that. And of course, if you're in a new job, you also have to go through the training. They say, oh, you have 4 months training. It doesn't matter if it's paid or unpaid. You will go through that training because you want to stay with that employer, right? So why do you do that? It's because you want your salary to be there. Am I correct? If you're going to work for somebody, most of the time, forget this, most of us is like, oh, it's because I have passion for what I do. And I ask most of the people now, let me know about that passion. What if you don't have salary for the next 6 months? Will you still have that same passion doing that same thing you want to do and doing it the way you're doing it now? If your answer is no, then remove that notion of I'm just doing for passion. Let's get the real passion now. So a lot of times I've noticed that we as humans feel so comfortable and so obedient doing things once we know there's an immediate benefit. I call it immediate. Salary is immediate. When you work for 1 hour, you pay for 1 hour if you want, if you have a daily payout, right? If you're working and your payment is monthly, money is still very immediate. It's still like the end of every month you guarantee there's something coming in. So whatever that person tells you, because of course you need the money to take off your bills, right? That's survival mode. You need your basics. So sometimes we limit ourselves in those basics. But this is where my concern is. When it comes about blessing, understanding that what I just said a few minutes ago, that blessing does not come from the people you're working to. The blessings I'm talking today, that comes in you being a blessing to other people. It's not necessarily going to come from those people you're serving. If it's coming from God. So my question to you and me today, if our blessing comes from God, who are we supposed to obey most? based on instructions. Because yes, in every house, in every company, in every country, there are rules and regulations. And for you to excel and do well in that country, you have to follow the rules. Do we all agree? Now, talking about someone who is dependent on God to bless you. Do God has his rules? There are rules, of course. How many of us intentionally follow these rules? So when I talk about blessing today, as I said, the session today is going to be short. It's not going to be very long. So, but I hope we all have this message and it helps us all to shine a light in this year of divine remembrance. I believe every one of us is a light. Every one of us is salt to add things in your own life first, life those connected to you and to not just your community and church, but to the world at large. But also, I am not blind to say many of us don't shine a light. Many of us are just surviving each day. Many of us are just surviving for my job. Many of us are just surviving marriage. Some of us are just surviving life, surviving just surviving mode. So that is, of course, a limitation. And why do we live in survival mode? It's because we focus on the wrong thing. We focus on the immediate blessings. We focus on the immediate reward, which is a limitation to blessings. Which is a limitation to blessing. So God says, "Be patient for a reason." But they that wait upon the Lord shall have this strength renewed, right? A lot of us say this. How many of us practice it? And why do you say you think God will tell you to wait if there's never a need to wait? Many of us are not patient. Many of us want things immediately, which has made us having nothing at the end of the day. Be honest to yourself. Ask you, how far have you increased from where you were 5 years ago? Be very honest to yourself. Ask yourself that question. How far have you increased from where you were in January? January to today. This is April. How many days were in January? How many hours? How many minutes? How many seconds? So time, the unit for time, as a reminder, is seconds, not hours, not days. Which means if you have wasted 1 second, it's a lot of time. That's what somebody needed. So if you want to count how much time you had to do all those things you think is when you do it for the next 10 years, then you achieve. Ask yourself now how many seconds, so you can go back and do the calculation. How many seconds have you wasted and how much have you achieved? How much have you rightfully invested? That's where the blessing is. Your blessing is in understanding what really your assets are, prioritizing what really your assets are, and share those assets, invest in those assets with the right intention. So today, I just want every one of us to think deeper, to live. If you're still in the how they call it, the survival mode, which is one of the videos I intentionally made this year, that live your survival mode. If you want to be blessed beyond human understanding, the strategy is simple. Live survival mode. And when you leave survival mode, trust me, your focus is never and ever, ever, ever going to be the basic things of life. It's never going to be the food you have to eat now. It's never going to be just the food because, of course, you know you need the food, but it's not going to be your main, like your focus. It's okay to know that you need to get food. It's okay to know your body needs food, right? It's okay to know that you need water, but don't be like Esau that will take just the food he needs at that moment and say it's better, right? Which is what a lot of us do every day. Many of us have sold our blessings without knowing. Many of us have sold ourselves to different forms of what I call modern slavery. And I know some people will be there, and there's somebody said, by the way, my elder sister always say this thing that when somebody is about to die, whatever you say, the person will not hear because death is already calling that person's name. So this is just to say sometimes we want to see things that are in those who are operating there in the mission mode. Jesus, why do you think somebody like Jesus is celebrated today? Jesus did not care so much about the quality of how his house looked like or the food he's going to eat. He didn't focus on that. That's why Jesus reached a place. We all know the story of 5 loaves of bread from that he fed 5,000 people, right? Or more than 5,000 people. You know that story. What do you learn from that story? That tells you that he was not bothered that, oh, this is just the bread we had to eat today.
He was like, ah, there will be all small bread. So these people are more hungry. Let's attend to them. Let me go. Like that's how it goes. So if you see yourself still operating in this mode of just so clinking, like this 1,000 in my account, this $10,000 in my account, I just need to keep it there till I get to this point. Trust me, that's why every good investor will tell you that investors don't keep money in the bank, don't accumulate money in the bank, but they invest money. So investment is not always about money, just about money. It's about you, your skills, your talents, your gift, your time. When you dedicate your time, a lot of us will of course dedicate our time when it's somebody paying us, when there's money involved. But where the blessing comes is when you dedicate that time when you expect nothing. When you dedicate that money, that food, when you are expecting it, sometimes you give somebody food because you know some of us will give people food. If you know, oh, this girl is rich, I can get something from her. You want to treat me good. Am I right? If you know this girl is like she can help me or this guy can help me with something, you want to treat that person right. But the question is when you're expecting nothing, will you do the same? When you're expecting nothing in return, will you do the same? Of course, most of us our answer is no, just in case you didn't know. Most of the time, we want to be good to people who are good to us. An eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth. Some of us are actively practicing that every day. Sweethearts, as I said today, I'm telling you a secret, just in case you've been, we call them ojubus, you've been an ojubu, Japanese handbrake, whatever you call yourself, but it's not like you just give. So for you to know how to be a blessing, you need to have an intimacy with God because sometimes it's tempting. You want to give people based on how you feel. And you may end up giving people who don't need you. You end up giving people who already have. While the people who really need you don't really have access to you. So sometimes we have to live where we are to really meet those who need us. It's not people who need us are not sometimes around us. Some of them are in prison. Some of them are in the hospital and they just need someone. So the real place that people need people that can listen to them. Go to the hospitals. Those people who have no families, just in case you didn't know. Go to the prisons. Those people who have no family. It's not just your friends that will always when you do good to them, they'll be fun. So most of the time we focus with these people where we are comfortable, these people that will of course always listen to us. And at the end, you're like, oh, I'm putting all my time here. I've been doing this. So for you to know, I will leave you with this message. I've come to realize that I didn't have a reason or an explanation to understand why someone will work for 40 years and still end up broke. But this is the answer, just in case you didn't know. Go back and ask yourself, why did the Israelites leave from a very short journey, like a very short, like the distance between Egypt and Canaan is not up to 40 years, but they spent 40 days, 40 years. That is to say, each time we do the wrong thing, we will remain in the same cycle for 40 years, for a long time. 40 years may not be your case. If you see yourself in that same cycle, the same people, the same things, the same result, no growth, you're asking God, please bless me. Let me tell you where the blessing is coming from. The blessing is going to come when you start obeying God. The blessing is going to come when you start learning to move where God is telling you. You may be going to talk to someone in the prison. You may not be just going to a job because they are going to pay you or just take some because I said it's not just a job. Some of us do business just because, oh, we are going to make much money there. And you don't make the money. It seems like the business is a bad business. No, you are the person. The wrong mindset in the wrong place or the wrong mindset in the right place. So we all want to be very intentional these days, knowing that we all are blessed and we all are a blessing. You are the blessing someone is looking for. And yes, there is much blessing. There's double blessing when you give than when you receive. So if you want to tap those level of blessings, those highest level of blessings, this is the secret I'm telling you. Because to be honest, I wish I knew this a long time, but I'm happy I know it now. Because once you have this life that you're really, really intentional to be a blessing, you're more happy. That is just the truth. If you are this person who just wants to make sure that really want to be a blessing to serve other people, You feel more happy. But if you are this person, who always want people to give you something when you offer a service, you'll be disappointed all the time. Most of the time, maybe not all the time. So you will always find you disappointed because sometimes you do good to people and the people come and insult you, which is part of us as humans. That's how mad and crazy some of us human beings are. Sometimes you do good to people and the people start accusing you for things you don't know about. The question is, how would that affect you? How will that affect you? Will it totally discourage you? So how it affects you will depend on who you are, who truly you are, how you think. So today, as I said, it's not going to be very long, and this is where I am going to end for today. Just to say, we all are blessed to be a blessing, and once we understand this and we do it, blessings will always follow us. Once you are able to really help those who need you, you always feel more value, you always have more peace, you'll be more happy once you see somebody genuinely valuing you, somebody genuinely making use of you. You you will always have that peace that you can't even explain. And to be honest, that is why I love doing business. Because business for me give me that opportunity to talk to people one on one. You know, mostly for us who are scientists, you can get into your lab, just do what you have to do, and just do what they tell you to do. If you're, for example, in a company that is producing soap, you just go in and repeat the same step producing that soap. What your role is, that's basically what you're going to do. Aside of that, you may not have time to meet people one on one. Mostly when you come, you're working overtime, you're working 5 jobs, you can't get up each day. You come home, you're really tired. The only thing you can attend to is you and you and yours. Let me put it that way: you and yours, you, your family, and the exit. But of course, nobody in the mission mode ends in just you and yours. It goes beyond me and mine, whatever. So I encourage everyone who's watching this video that go indeed and be a light. That's what God meant when He said you're a light and a salt. Don't just be part of those existing. Don't just add a number of those existing. Go indeed and be a light wherever you find yourself. Go indeed and be a blessing. Go indeed and lead people to show them what it is to be a blessing to other people. Trust me, someone is always looking. Even when they are not talking, they are always looking. Even when they don't appreciate it, the good will not be white. That is what God will remember. God is indeed faithful and He is here with every one of us each time and He sees everything. So you don't need to announce it because God sees. You don't need human praises or accolades because God's own remains the best. So indeed, I wish everybody a blessed weekend. We are still on the beginning of the second half of this amazing year, and I can only wish us God's richest blessings. I can only wish us more grace in all the things we do. And I say, stay blessed. See you all same time next week. Just in case you join late, there's a change in time. We're coming 1 hour early, just that we can meet up with everybody. We know people are connecting from different, and for those in the US, we have the time change, which of course affects other people. Thank you so much, Turkey's Shopping Center. Happy to have you with us. So we are coming for Eastern time. It's 1:30 p.m. Central time, which is my time. It's 12:30 p.m. If you're connecting, and because we have a lot of amazing people connecting from Africa, as you can see, I'm an African. So from the accent, by the way, you should know. So for those who want me to change my accent, so from the accent, you should know. So I'm an African. I'm blessed to say I have a lot of my people connected with us. So for West African time, it's 6:30 p.m. So please stay connected, put those alarms on. We are bringing you the most amazing things you can have. And for a bonus for today, For those who have difficulties in planning their how they call it, the finances, I am a licensed financial professional, which means by the grace of God, I'm able to understand what happened with money and the concept of money, which a lot of people have difficulties, which is the reason why a lot of people have limited their grace because they focus so much on money, but they don't understand it. So if you're a business owner, you are an individual, you're an employee, everybody, you need assistance, you need help on how you can plan wherever you are. Because I have a lot of people in my inbox, please take note now of the bonus for today. It's a free session every Thursday, 1 p.m. my time. Remember, I said now we started 12:30 my time, which is supposed to be 6:30 West African time. And this Lord, please, is for those outside of America and Canada. So if you are not in America and Canada, why do I say so? Different things are available for people in different countries. So I do that financial education for free to tell you what you need to know. Because a lot of us struggle. They say anything you don't know controls you, or anything you don't know, you live your entire life paying for it or working for it. So you don't want to be among those people who work so hard but yet they are broke. You don't need to be in that position. So take advantage of this program every Thursday. So you can use that to know your time. If you're in West Africa, that should be 7 p.m. Sorry, because I said 1 p.m. my time. That should be 7 p.m. your time. And for those who are in the US or Canada, it's strictly on appointments. So you can always inbox me to schedule an appointment. It's on one-on-one appointment. So okay, once more, a blessed weekend to everyone. Stay blessed.